Was it turned on?
Yes. Oh, we had one viewer too.
Oh, really? Just
They
one.
were at least watching the. Can you hear us now?
Wow, so they really couldn't hear us the whole time?
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
not.
bummer.
I just noticed the thing wasn't moving the bar. Oh,
wow.
man.
Yeah.
Bummer. Well, anyway, like I was saying, we're in this position working these set of moves. We can start the sequence like while you're passing. I'm going to show you one way that I like to do it, and then you'll find your own ways. You know.
Hmm.
So let's turn this way. Dwayne's over here. So sometimes I'm over here. Dwayne is sitting. Okay, so he's not on his back. He's sitting up. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to step right between his legs, and most of the time Dwayne is going to grab the leg. Now, right now he's got a good position. He can come up for a single leg and take me down. So what I have to do is move his head to a bad position. Right now his head's on the inside. If I can move his head to the other side, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to step and push with my opposite, with the same hand. Push. Now when I push Dwayne's head this way, almost always he wants to put it back to where he wants it. Boom, this is where I catch his head right over here. I blocked him from going anywhere. And now I'm going to roll right over my shoulder. If Dwayne gets up to his knees, I catch him in position to choke. So let's look at that again. We're going to have to actually scoot this way because I'm moving in this direction. So we're here. Very common position in no-gi, especially when the person is like maybe behind on points. They want to get that takedown. So from here, I'm going to push his head as I step. I have to be past his leg though. If I am between his legs, he can crunch my legs together, right? If his foot is blocking me, I'll never get the position. So what I want to do is I want to step out and push. As he pushes back, I put my body in the way. Now I roll right over my shoulder. Now I just kind of wait for him to get up. Most people will get up, and then I can do the arm and guillotine right over here. 1, 2, and go for the choke. If I had enough space for the standard guillotine, once again. Let's do that one more time. Then after this, I want you to do it so you can feel the move. To see if there's any questions you may have about it. So I step right between. His head's on the inside. No good. I'm going to push and step. As he comes back, I trap his head with my ribs. Now I roll right over my shoulder. I follow him right here and catch my hands together. Now I throw the leg over his back and look for the choke. Let me have you try it.
Okay. Yeah, I never did this one.
So the situation here, I'm hugging the leg. Maybe I'm stepping here like Dwayne was doing. This is a very good idea. And he's able to beat, no, don't use this hand. So if he uses this hand, he's not as powerful, and I can go to his back.
Oh, okay.
So what I want him to do is use this hand like a collar tie or a shoulder post. There you go. Hold this. Now, this hand, as soon as you step over, you're going to push my head this way.
Ah.
And what am I going to do? I'm going to drive into you, and you're going to grab. Okay? And now, obviously, if I try to take you down, I'm going to fall into the guillotine, right?
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to pause here for a second. You're just going to roll right over your shoulder. And now you wait for me to get up. And you got the setup for the choke. Let's see that again. Yeah, we're going to be streaming for another 20 minutes or so, if you don't mind waiting. Yeah. So we're here. So Dwayne is using his collar tie right here, not letting me get too high up. If he puts weight on this leg, like if he shifts his weight, I get up. So he's got to put the weight on this leg. I'm kind of like stuck. Now, as he steps, he just pushes my head to the side. And now I don't like it. As I come back, he just rolls right over his shoulder. Now as I get up, how's that move feel for you, Dwayne?
It feels good. it feels like I almost want to go for the anaconda at the end now. Instead of
Yeah,
going-
yeah.
going
So
for
that's going to be the next move. It's
Oh,
going to be
okay.
the anaconda.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll add that to it. So, but just sometimes it all depends on how they react. Because
True.
some people will not get up. Some people will freeze or try to turn the other way. When you roll, you kind of, it's not orthodox. It's not the way you generally attack, right?
Mhm.
So you end up being like, oh, what do I do from this position? So maybe you'll catch them, make a mistake getting to their knees, and that's when you go for the choke. But this time, since we're, if they stay on their back, this is where we set up the anaconda. So check this out, guys. We're here. I step in, he hugs the leg.
This leg is really important. I try to keep that over there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna have to shift my weight. So I'm gonna have to shift my weight so I can beat it for a second, you know. And of course, Dwayne may be scooting back, and then he might, you know, other things can happen. But sometimes if Dwayne scoots back a little bit, I might have room for my hand to come underneath for an underhook. So could be. This is usually when the person is lower than you. You can't get under. Like right now, I cannot get an underhook.
No, I'll hug this. Like
And if
it's
I
my
try
baby.
to do a knee slide here like this, Dwayne's gonna knock me to my hands and come up with a single leg, or go to my waist, exactly. So this is kind of like you're in this position where they're a little bit ahead, and we're trying to make ground here. So I'm coming here, and I push, and I'm kind of stuck into him. It's very hard for him to get his head back. And now I'm gonna roll. Now, maybe Dwayne is staying on his back because he knows if he turns one way, he's going to go into the choke. So from here, I'm going to make sure I keep his arm here. I don't want this to happen because then it's going to be hard for me to figure for my arms. So I want to come up as high as I can. Turning down, punching my hand nice and deep. Look at this, my shoulder's going right to his shoulder. I come in. And then I come in for my choke.
Yeah, that was deep.
Good. Let me have you try to get Dwayne. This way you get to feel the sequence from a guard pass right into the choke. So here, maybe my foot is here.
Yeah.
He's going to step and push my head in, and then he's going to roll. He's controlling his arm, and he traps it. Good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use your legs and fall to, so that my arm goes in front of my face. Now he's going to deepen his figure four. As I try to get away, he's going to hook. Good. And that's a kind of like trap me, figure four. Remember to take your time to do this with your figure four though. Turn, grab the back
Oh
of your
yeah, I
arm.
forgot to turn the arm.
Yeah, because when you grab the back of your arm, you get
Yep.
a deeper figure four.
Yeah, that's a pretty advanced one that most people just go like this.
Yeah.
But when you turn and you come back, there's a lot less room in here.
Yeah, of course. It's like, boom, I know I got a figure four.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you get a figure four where you're grabbing with your fingers rather than your hand.
Yep.
That's not the same thing. So if you grab the back, now my hand is the main thing gripping my arm. And that's where your figure four is. So in any of your grips, like you want as much as your hand involved, especially in no-gi, as possible. Like if I'm grabbing palm to palm, there's a big difference. Like if I do this, one of the reasons I don't like this grip with the thumbs, grabbing around your thumb, is because you're gonna end up gripping too much with your fingers and not enough with your hands. It's not as strong. When you do it without the thumb, you tend to overwrap your fingers around. And these type of grips right here, when you're pulling, it's very strong. I also like the wrist to wrist. So this is where you put your wrists together and then hook.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first time I saw this was actually a wrestling instructional in the beginning of it. They were just showing all the ways to connect your hands. And I guess they use this more for like, to like gut wrenches and stuff like that.
Yeah, the neck and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like these type of grips are real. So it's like, if you kind of look at the space between my arms, when it's palm to palm, I have a big space, right? Maybe I'm just barely able to wrap around the person's back and away. If I pull them in close, if I can get to this grip, now they can't get further away. And then it leads eventually into a figure 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So start here, here, or even elbow to elbow. This is a common one as well. And then figure 4, where you're basically reinforcing this hand with your own arm. And now it's hidden right over here. So now we have a nice tight grip. This is why the rear naked choke is done with that figure 4. The anaconda is done with that figure 4 as well. Let's look at another attack. So I know, Dwayne, you were talking about the darces before, right? So I would like to use the darce, and one of the more common ways that I see a lot of people get darce is usually when they're defending against a half guard. So it's a good idea to learn this technique. So why don't you go down over here? I'll be on top half. Come on with your legs on this side. So Dwayne has that underhook on me. All right. So what I don't want to happen is for Dwayne's head to get into my stomach. If his head is low on my stomach and I'm playing with the wizard, he's gonna grab my leg and take me down. It's kind of like the beginning of the act. So what I usually do when I'm in something half guard and someone beat me to the underhook is I don't wizard here, because then they can go and bump me. I like to put my hand right on the hip, right here. So now, if Dwayne, try to get your head low, I'm gonna keep you away. And then sometimes I'll pop my knee out.
Yeah.
And if you guys see where my knee is, it kind of blocks him. So now if Dwayne tries to get close, it's very easy for me to keep him here. Now I can sometimes do stuff like this where I go to 3/4 mount and come this way. I can go over the head. Now we're in the guillotine position, right? That we just learned. And now we can also, at this point with my knee here, now I'm going to go for the overhook right here. I'm going to compress his head in, and now I'm going to sprawl back so that his arm goes between my legs. Right over here. Ideally here, but even if it's somewhere low, it's going to be so that my shoulder and his shoulder are on the same level. If he's too deep, it's going to be very difficult for me to connect my hands.
Yeah, if my hand's up here, I'm going to keep it up high.
Yeah, so what I like to do is once I come here, I'm going to sprawl down to get his arm low.
Yeah.
Now I hold his head. I get my thumb wrapped around. Same thing. I'm going to reach nice and deep. Nice and deep. And I go for the darce. Once I get here, I want to put my weight on him. So I want this to be compressed really tight. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to turn and look at his legs. And as I start walking into him, are you feeling the choke? Or?
Yeah, I'm feeling, especially like the, right here.
Oh yeah, because
really
the wrist is right around the neck. Sometimes,
so it's not choking, but it definitely hurts a lot.
yeah.
All right.
So I'll go a little deeper so it's not so sharp. So now, as I drop my weight down, I'm going to start turning towards his legs. And now look, I'm going to do the same thing where I hook his leg.
Yeah, it's a nasty choke.
So similar to the anaconda, a lot of people always confuse the two. So
yeah.
The way I always explain it is that the anaconda is you figure 4 on the side that you have the arm.
Mm-hmm.
For the darce, you figure 4 on the side that you have the head.
Mm-hmm.
So most common way is from this half guard. So let's see it again. So remember, if someone beat you to the underhook here,
I want to get him right here.
exactly. He wants to get real deep, and then he wants to make me post my hands and do all sorts of get advantageous positions here. So what I like to do is I use my hand that I would get the underhook with, and I just post on his head. And now, as he tries to get lower, I start putting my knee up right over here. It's very tough for him to get close. If he stays up on his elbow like this, I look for the neck.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes I start going over the head, they start dropping their head. Now I start bringing my hand all the way through. I'm going to start turning my hips to sprawl. And now we're in position. I start using my elbow to push his head in, get a nice deep grip on my tricep. Same thing, I bring my other hand as high to his shoulder as I can. I drop my hip, and then I start walking towards him until I catch his leg.
Once you drop that hit, boy, do I feel on this side.
You do, right?
Yeah, big time.
So staying on your knees is no good there. Just squeeze. If you're just squeezing with your arms, staying on your knees,
Yeah.
you're gonna find that person that maybe you don't have it perfect on,
Exactly.
and they're gonna wait for you to burn your arms out.
Yeah, I think a lot of times I stay on my knees and just try to be heavy instead of dropping on my hips.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sprawling makes it heavy, and you finish very similar to the anaconda. You go towards them and go and step over. That's my favorite way of attacking. As you see, the guillotine and the anaconda fits in the same spot. If you're in the half guard, post, come up, and so he's up high, so I'll go for the guillotine. Now what ends up happening is I can sometimes roll out and
Yeah.
look in the same position.
Yeah.
So do I want you
Guillotine here.
drill that a little bit with me now?
Okay.
So I'm going to be the person on bottom, and I'm going to be coming up for the underhook here, staying nice and tall. So he is pushing his hand on my hip. I right away I feel it.
Yeah, I don't want to get him deep.
Good. Now what I would like to see you do, Dwayne, now before you do anything with this hand, I would like to see you post his hand on the mat over there, so that it's easier for you to get your knee inside. Yeah. Now I'm going to start coming back down. Maybe I want to try to fix the position. This is where he compresses my head, and he comes right here to try to get his doors.
Sometimes you could do this first, right?
Yeah,
Don?
you can use the, it's like a wrestling type
Yeah,
grip,
Beagle
right?
grip. If they're really strong here and they're trying to back out, you
Yeah.
can keep them there.
And then what that does is it bends my neck in,
Yep.
but still you want to fix this arm position by just doing a little sprawling, letting my arm drop.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is the way I should try to finish it. Just like putting
Yeah.
pressure here. But you're saying sprawl, go to this hip.
Yeah, and then you're going to catch me here.
Yep, this.
Catch my leg, hook.
So you don't want it over the back,
No, hook my leg.
just hook the leg.
Because if you go over my back,
Yeah,
I can still run away.
yep,
Hook over here, I'm stuck.
can't run away. Boom. Very cool.
I definitely feel that the whole time, like
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
my whole face.
Yep.
So we're here. Let's move back just a little bit. So
Yes.
I'm here. I have the half guard. I use my. I get in. He's blocking.
Natural reaction is to
1
block.
and 2. And I don't like that. I start dropping down. If I stayed up, he comes here and then watch. He just rolls. Same technique as before.
Like
Well,
going
no.
out.
Actually, I would prefer you to roll out just because I'm gonna probably go into deep half guard. If you don't, yeah. Good. Go in the mouth sometimes works. It depends on if they're letting you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I find that if I'm in the bottom position
Mhm.
and someone snatches up my neck,
Mhm.
I just go right to deep
Yeah.
half guard.
Yeah, you get.
And it's actually very hard to get mount from
Yeah,
here.
you get me high. Yep.
Yeah. So instead, just kind of bail on the bail and just kind of roll.
Yeah.
And now I'm like this.
And control this arm. You're not going anywhere. Come in, catch the leg.
Yep. So it's actually the same technique standing, just from half guard. Sometimes the half guard situation might be a little more common for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to pass and then again the underhook. But if you see, it's the same situation. When I was standing, your head was inside. You were grabbing my leg, so there was no room. You beat me to the underhook basically.
Yeah.
Hugging my leg counts as an underhook for me, you know? For you, I mean.
Hmm.
So that's like your underhook. I can't, you got inside control. So that's why I like push the head and do it from standing. This is a modified version. That version, you can also go to the Dars though. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
thing about the half guard is. Half guard, a lot of half guard players, you know, they get stumped when they get a good Dars player, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Countering them, you know.
Yeah, you got to control their hips when you can't let them
Yeah.
get in on you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little advanced, right? Because most of the time when you're in that close, it's all about squeezing and pressure and stuff like that. In this situation, we're not actually doing that because they got a little better position. So
Yeah.
we're like we're like framing on their hip until we can sometimes get the underhook right back, or we can choose to attack their neck.
Yeah, and getting that knee out is important too. I
Yes.
usually don't.
Yeah, you
worry
want
about
your
that
knee
so
out
much.
because then all the person has is your foot.
Yeah.
You have more options. So if you're in a half guard where they locked around your whole leg, to free your leg, you're gonna have to get your knee out and then your foot out, right? So while they're coming up and trying to get up, their legs are gonna be a little bit looser. So that's a good time. You frame and the knee just kind of slides out. I've been like using that instead of overhooks for years, long time. I had like back in the day, I used to call it my half guard assassin, just because it was like a spoof off. I think Lloyd Irvin had something similar, like some sort of assassin. I was like, oh yeah, that's my half guard assassin. Now, because people go for a half guard. It's just a simple concept. A lot of people don't think they just. A lot of people don't think they just either whizzer when they're getting beat, or they're just looking for the underhook always, which is of course good. You want the underhook.
Yeah,
the whizzer is a good way to counter a single leg. It's basic wrestling. But don't forget, we're not in a wrestling situation. Half guard is not quite wrestling, right? If they get up, then you got a whizzer.
Yeah.
It's one that don't get up. See if you guys can post on that hip, make that distance, and then either attack the neck or get the head arm control to pass the side control.
It seems like with the guillotine and so the biggest problem is people popping their head out. Now I've heard so many different ways. You cup the chin, you pretend you're a slice of cheese and put it on the chin and just melt to it. But it seems like you're kind of making it now where you bring this in, like you keep you're using your bicep.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to kind of almost use my my lat a little bit.
Yeah, you're always making it tight.
If I can, like for example, if I drop down for the guillotine, if I drop straight to my elbow, I know there's very little space for their head to like pop out. If I have any space with my elbow, so if I drop out to the side to my elbow, so like there's space, there's gonna be as I start grabbing the head, that's where. So it's kind of like posture. It's like I want to drop into a posture like this where my back is straight. If I'm reaching and my back is curled to get someone's neck, I think that's where a lot of space is going to be encountered there.
And I think that's the way a lot of people have been doing it for years and years, grabbing the chin and keeping this out, and then coming in. But you're going right in there.
Yeah, so it's like I come here and then I just focus on closing the elbow. In fact, if I close the elbow, it bends your neck.
Yeah, I noticed that.
If I don't, then you can drive into
like
it.
this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're really,
Bend the elbow.
if your neck is really strong, you're probably gonna go towards my back.
Yep.
But if your neck is back, and now what ends up happening is the person tries to back away because they don't like that position, right?
Sure.
So if I'm here and I'm here straight down, they want to back away, and I usually catch the chin.
Oh, okay. But you didn't move this part.
I didn't. No.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like I'm not making a. There's
You're
no
not
way
going.
out.
Yeah.
There's no way out left or right. So you can only go back. So when you go back, I catch your chin, boom, and then I start coming in and see if I can get a.
Yeah. So you're not separating your elbow here to catch my chin.
Like I'm not like hunting for your chin.
Yeah, exactly. Where I have strength here.
Yeah. I close down this way. I let you move.
Yep.
And I catch you on the way out, and then I get to the neck. So.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of a newer concept.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. Yeah.
That's something I've been teaching that a little bit in class. Couple months.
Last couple months, just started that with that.
But it's definitely something that I didn't realize until like I don't know, one day rolling. I noticed that I'm just applying proper like technique as far as making myself strong to the guillotine position.
And you're probably noticing people aren't getting out like they used to pop their heads out.
I think John Donaher teaches as well. I think I picked up this from one of his DVDs where he talks about he only goes for a guillotine when he gets the crown of their head at the level of his pec, basically.
Really?
His pec. If their head is the level of your shoulder, I guess it's the same thing, right? Most of the time he does it from like a snap down type thing. So all you do is just snap down enough to get, and now their head's there, and then you can go for a front headlock, which leads to the guillotine.
Hmm.
So I always just kept thinking like, well, if I keep my elbow here, it puts their head in the right spot.
Puts their head lower. They don't have the strength.
Yeah, they don't have the strength. So their only way out is backwards, and then this is where I catch their chin. It's like you don't have to find it. You just kind of feel like as they back away. Like if you're if you're in the position, you snap my head down and you sit. There you go, sit. So what's end up happening is here. Don't even grip anything. Just put your hand here and just make your elbow as tight to your body. Like straighten out your arm. Yeah. So here, my only way out is this way. Now just as I move, you're just gonna catch my chin. I can't move, you know.
Yeah, true.
You're gonna catch it. You find it easily.
Yep. And then boom.
And a lot of times, you get a better bite in the guillotine that way than any other way. At least my experience.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I come here and here as they move. People are most vulnerable when they don't see the attack coming, right? So they're here, they're like, oh, I'll just back away. Because I didn't wrap your head yet.
Yeah.
I just went over.
Yeah.
So they just try to back away quick and...
Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah. We can try that one.
Yeah, very good. So guys, this was the guillotine. Sorry that, excuse me, our stream wasn't working, like the audio wasn't working in the beginning. But
I said some good stuff too in the beginning.
I know, Dwayne was dropping knowledge and we were Dwayne went
ancient knowledge.
Was giving us this long lecture on technique and you missed it.
Yeah.
I turned on the mic after.
You're lucky you missed it.
Very good. Good fun, guys. Friday we'll have some yoga with Lauren. Next week we'll have more technique. We should be getting close to having regular classes soon. So
oh, man. That'd be awesome.
Keep your fingers crossed. We'll be back to regular training soon.